Is it better if they're cold or hot? The crab when
Cold.
you shake?
After you cook them for 17 minutes at a roaring boil,
Yeah.
you want to put them into a cold water bath for at least 5 to 10 minutes. That makes the meat detract from the shell, so it's easier to come out.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. And you're?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm Cheryl.
Cheryl, nice to meet you.
Nice
Bill.
to meet you.
Yeah. And explain to what you're doing while you're doing. You're
Alright, so
separating the
Yep,
segments.
just quartering them out.
Yeah.
And then you're going to give it a nice little squish on the top there. And that'll most of the time take a lot of, you'll be able to take the little...
Honeycomb segment out.
Yep. Make sure it's not all in there, and then you just give it a nice little tap tap.
And it just pops out.
And then it just pops out. And then I go leg by leg. And then you take the first little part, squeeze that little bit out, throw that away. Tap tap, comes out. I break both ends off, and then I'm not prepared. Grab a little mallet or something that's gonna crack it open. Just give it a nice little crack.
Yeah, I need to do that again, but that's okay. Okay.
And pull that off.
Okay.
And then you're gonna get the little piece. And I just kind of use my hand.
Palm of your hand, okay.
Yep. And I just tap tap, comes right out. Then you continue with the legs.
Bottom segment off.
Yep. Then you go back to your knee part.
Okay.
Tap that out, pull that off, pull both ends off, and then nice little tap. Break off a little opening so that way you can pretty much see it, and then palm your hand, just like that. And this one I always pull off the back piece since it's fallen off. Give it a nice good little squish. And then you're going to be able to pull this part out, the star. And I just pull down on it like that, and most of the time you'll get a little bit, so you can pull that out. Throw that piece away, and then you go, once again, tap all the body meat out. You'll run into that situation where there's a big chunk in there still.
Right.
So just break away the parts that you want. And then tap, and you get nice, good chunks out of there. The claw pieces, this is how I break them down, is just take them off like that. Shake that out. Break both pieces off. Then I use this end instead of, most people use this end, but I like using this one. Tap it open.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts.
That one's a little more difficult to get out.
Well, yeah, it's going to do that.
And then I pull off the claw piece right here. Just pull that piece out. Give it a tap on the end. And then you'll get that piece. I try and get rid of the little shells right there so you're not shaking them into your box. And pull it out. And then you get your little claw piece
and
everything.
Whole thing.
Yep. And that's the best part about it being cold is that it'll, it'll come out in whole pieces like that.
How cool is that? And if you really hustle, I bet you can do quite a few crabs.
Oh yes, I'm
short period of time.
Yeah, I can get a pretty good amount of crab done. I've done about 25 in an hour, and that gives me a good almost 13, 14 pounds of crab. Boss Scott can do up to 25 pounds an hour, which is quite impressive. Now, see, you're going to run into this situation a lot where you don't have all the legs to hold on to or anything. So if you ever run into that situation, just continue doing what you're doing. Give that the squeeze.
Pull the cartilage out. Get that little piece of...
Get the little pieces of meat that hang on there.
Right.
Every little one counts, Just give it a...
What's that?
Are you filming this?
Yes, I am.
I didn't know you were the culprit.
Of course, I'm always into everything. Except when I'm not. I went clam digging. I got a class, and that next Friday I'm going to have a crabbing class.
Nice.
And I can get this incorporate into my material, it'd be great. Just pound away there.
Yep, just get a nice good shake in there, and then you see everything.
Yep.
And then I come back to this and just shake, pull this parts off.
That is so cool.
Definitely an interesting process. And of course, once you get your little process down.
Yeah, none of the recreational books have this described in it. And for a long time, I wasn't going to put it in, and then I thought about it, and why not? You know? They never get this far when I have crab. It's always the jaws work too fast. You know. And there's nothing like just fresh cooked. I mean,
definitely. And I just learned how to do this about a year ago. And one of the fastest people here, and they ask me all the time, "Can you shake crab? You get nice whole pieces." And teach you another trick for the little claw parts there. That off. And normally that one you can normally give a really good, one good thump, and it's excellent. With these little pieces here, sometimes they're too tough for, your fingers aren't used to it enough. Just take your mallet, roll it across.
Roll it out. Cool.
Then you get your little piece.
There you go. Cheryl, thank you ever so much.
Not a problem. Thank you.
You bet. Nice smile.